The exodus is the largest movement of a civilian population in Asia in decades and has created an emergency in squalid refugee camps just over the border in Bangladesh. In a statement after the one-day government-sponsored tour on Monday, Mr. Koppel and the other diplomats called on Myanmar authorities to fully investigate allegations of human rights violations and allow unimpeded humanitarian access to Rakhine. "We saw villages that had been burnt to the ground and emptied of inhabitants," the statement said. "The violence must stop. The security forces have an obligation to protect all people in Rakhine without discrimination and to take measures to prevent acts of arson," it said. Rohingya Muslims from Myanmar travel in a boat to a camp for refugees in Shahpuriadwip, Bangladesh on Monday. Photo Apth diplomats condemned an insurgent group called the Arakan Rohingya Salvation Army (ARSA) which attacked 30 police posts and a military base on August 25. The attacks prompted a brutal military offensive during which villages were torched and hundreds of mostly Rohingya were killed. A newly arrived Rohingya Muslim child from Myanmar looks out from a window in a transit shelter in Shahpuriadwip, Bangladesh. Photo app survivors have described rapes and indiscriminate shooting of Rohingya trying to flee. The statement expressed our deep concern about violence and mass displacement of people in the state. The UN Humanitarian Office said on Thursday that the number of Rohingya Muslims fleeing to Bangladesh since August 25 had topped 500,000. Photo Ape also called on Myanmar's government to allow UN investigators to enter Rakhine, home to 1.1 million Rohingya for generations. "We saw on our visit the dire humanitarian need," the ambassador said. "We call once more for unimpeded access to northern Rakhine and resumption of life-saving services without discrimination in the state." Convoys delivering desperately needed food and other essentials stopped deliveries across Rakhine in late August when Ms. Sukhaiwar linked international aid agencies with the insurgents, who she called terrorists. Agency staff were afraid to return to work for their safety. Myanmar has told the UN Refugee Agency its priority is to bring back Rohingya who have fled to Bangladesh. But Win Myat, Myanmar's Minister for Relief and Resettlement, said that although the security situation has improved in Rakhine, much needs to be done to consolidate stability in the region. Despite rising tensions over the crisis, Bangladesh and Myanmar have agreed to set up a working group to plan the repatriation of the refugees to Rakhine. But it remains unclear who Myanmar will approve to return through what it calls a verification process. Rohingya are denied citizenship and other basic rights and are classified as illegal immigrants in Rakhine. Many of the Rohingya in the Bangladesh camps have no identification papers. Loading Karim El-Gindi of the UN World Food Programme, who is in charge of delivering food to the camps, described the situation in them as distressing and warned more Rohingya are on the way, with agencies